Buying a home requires a team of seasoned professionals who can guide you through the many steps involved. Hi, I'm Lisa Jackson, Realtor and host of Explore My Town. We're back today with our series of videos about home loan financing. Come on with us today as we teach you about the process of buying a home. I'm here today with Scott Trout, mortgage specialist, here with PA Equity Resources. Thanks again for coming by.
Thanks, Lisa. Great to be here again.
Good. As a realtor, I oftentimes have buyers that come to me ready to go start the home searching process, but they don't even know where they stand financing wise. So I refer them out to you and I say, you need to talk to a lender to get pre-approved. Can you tell me, Scott, or explain to the buyers here what they would want to do to get started in that process?
Sure. It's definitely the best step to start with a mortgage professional because you need to know several things before you go into making an offer on a home. Can I afford this home? How much money will I need at the closing table? Is my credit in the right place to be able to purchase this home? So if you start with us, it's the right place because we can look at all of that. The worst thing that could happen is that you end up falling in love with a house and then you find out, I can't get this house. And then you're frustrated in that process and you could totally give up and walk away. So the best thing to do is start with me so that we can look at a credit report and figure out the best programs for you. Oftentimes people think I make a $1,500 rent payment, so therefore I can afford a $1,500 mortgage payment. But unfortunately that's not the case. There are a lot of other factors that go into owning a home as opposed to renting a home. So it's best to start with me. And we try to make our process as easy as possible. The first step is an application, which is simply a digital link that you input all of your information into. And then the second step is to verify your income. So our system will walk you right through the application process and then prompt you to upload 1 month of pay stubs, 2 years of W-2s, 2 months of your current bank statements. That way we gather all that information, we can look at all of that, then we can determine what program is best for you based on the amount of money you have to put down, your credit score, and the type of house that you're looking to purchase.
Awesome. So I just recently bought my house and work with you to get the financing. I cannot stress how simple you made that process for us going through. And I always hear it on the flip side, buyers are always saying, oh my gosh, just when I thought I got them everything I needed, then they're asking for something else. But I didn't feel that way. That wasn't the case with you. I mean, I think as a seasoned professional, you know what you need to gather from the buyer up front, and you can also prepare them to let them know, like, okay, I want to gather this stuff up from you up front, but then as we get further down the line and closer to closing, there's still going to be more stuff that I need from you, but I just can't get it until then.
That's right.
So I think you do a really good job at preparing the buyer for stuff like that.
Great, thanks. And sometimes that does happen if the buyer turns something in and it raises another question. So for instance, a bank statement and there's a large deposit that we need to explain. And we have to go back to the buyer and get more documentation what that large deposit was. So there are sometimes, even though we ask for so much up front, as we go through the process, it could raise some other questions that underwriting wants an answer to. So we have to reach out and gather more information.
Yeah, but it's normal part of the process.
Correct. And like I said, we try to make it as simple as possible. So the next step in that process actually involves you, Lisa.
Yeah, so then you send them back over to me and we have a conversation about what they're looking for. So you would tell me then, what are you looking for in a home? I want to know what your must-haves are. How many bedrooms, bathrooms, what areas you want to be in. Is a garage a must-have, or if it didn't have a garage, is that a deal breaker? Tell me everything that you're looking at, what your deal breakers are. And then from there, I start searching our MLS database for the properties that are out there. So I will go in, enter in the search criteria that you're looking for, pull up all the properties that match that search criteria, and then I'll also set up and create an auto email search so that anytime something new comes on the market or a price reduces, you'll get an email notification for that as soon as it's entered into the MLS. So I want you to preview these properties online first, look at all the pictures, read the descriptions, and then from the properties I've sent you, or maybe you see something that's online, that's on one of those other websites that wasn't sent over, it's still a property for sale. Let me know which ones you physically want to go and see. We'll set up the time to go and tour those. We'll tour the properties. I've had buyers where, we've only gone out once or twice and they found the home of their dreams. And we put an offer in, we got it, and that was it. And then I've had other buyers where, we're looking for 6 months or maybe even a year. And that's okay. We work at your pace. So don't feel like, you're wasting my time by running around looking at houses and you're not finding, quite what you want, because it's all part of the process. Okay, we have to get out there and look at these homes. So once we've toured the homes, you find that home that you're in love with and that you want to see, then we get to the next step in the process, which is putting an offer in. I will talk with you about what kind of terms and price we want to put in our offer. We've got your pre-approval letter all ready to go because I know you've talked to Scott, and we're going to put our offer in. And then we go into the negotiation process with the seller, and we'll negotiate back and forth. But then we will hopefully get that house under contract for you.
So Lisa, once they're under contract on a home, what happens next?
So then once you're under contract on a home, the next step is we're going to get things started with the title company. We're going to schedule the home inspection, and we're going to let the lender know that, hey, we got a house under contract, and we're going to send you the contract so you can get started on your side of things there. As far as my side of things, we do the home inspection. That's going to reveal any issues that may or may not be there with the house or regular maintenance items. And then the lender is also going to order the appraisal, which you are familiar with the appraisal process. The appraisal is the document or the report that determines what the value of the property is. It's that appraiser's opinion of value, basically just making sure that the bank is not lending more than what the property is worth on that appraisal. A good seasoned professional is going to be able to help navigate you throughout that whole process. And even if there is an issue, half the time you won't even know there's an issue because we'll be working our magic behind the scenes here. You know what that's all about.
Yes.
Yeah. So our goal here is to make the whole process as smooth as possible for you and with as little stress as possible. So once we've gotten through those hurdles, then what's next in this process?
We're pretty much at the final stages. If we gather any last minute items from a borrower that may be finalizing their homeowner's insurance or waiting for that last deposit to show up in their bank statements and we'll need a bank history, that's pretty much the final things that we'll gather at that point. And then we're just setting up the closing. So we'll set up the closing date, let you know the exact amount of money that you will need to bring to closing in the form of a cashier's check. And that day you go to closing, you sign 100 or so papers, and you get the keys to your new house.
Yep, we gotta sign those 100 or so papers first. It's not too bad. You get a copy of everything. So if you're ever bored at night and you can't sleep, you can always pull those out and read them.
That's right.
If you feel like it's time for you to start looking for a new home, give myself or Scott a call and start the process today.